The Newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. Presidential candidate Leni Robredo takes her campaign to Lanao del Norte today. We have Gerard de la Peña reporting to us live from Iligan City to give us the details. Hi Gerard, how's it going over there?
Well, Sean, with just 4 days left before the campaign period ends, Vice President Leni Robredo visited portions of Mindanao with hopes of garnering more support from local officials here. Just a while ago, Vice President Leni Robredo visited the town of Pantao Ragat here in Lanao del Norte for a rally organized by her supporters. It was reported that Town Mayor Eleanor Lantud has switched support to Robredo. Another highlight of Robredo's visit was when other mayors of Lanao del Norte, led by former ARMM Governor Mujib Hataman, raised her hands to express support for her candidacy. Recall that a couple of weeks back, in an unprecedented move, the United Bangsamoro Justice Party formally endorsed Robredo. This was done even after governors of other BARM provinces threw their support for another candidate. In her message to the locals, Robredo said her office can help in the production of virgin coconut oil to augment coconut farmers' incomes. She also promised to do more once elected president. Sean, Robredo will be heading to Dipolog City for a grand rally tonight, which is also organized by her supporters. Tomorrow, she will be concluding her campaign here in Mindanao with multi-sectoral talks and rallies in Ozamis, Oroquieta, and Agusan del Sur. Sean.
All right, thank you so much for that update. That was Gerard de la Peña reporting to us live from Iligan City. And some political pundits believe that Iglesia ni Cristo's endorsement could help boost the UNIT team's campaign. Jenny Dongon with the rest of that story.
Religious group Iglesia ni Cristo has formally announced that they're endorsing former Senator Ferdinand Marcos Jr. and Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte as their president and vice president of choice. The Christian denomination announced their bets in their TV channel's newscast Tuesday night. In a video message, Marcos Jr. and Duterte thanked INC for their endorsement.
Sisikapin po namin na ang tiwalang ipinagkaloob nyo sa aming tambalan ay magbubunga ng tunay na pagkakaisa ng mga Pilipinong nagmamahal sa Pilipinas at walang alinlangan na sama-samang haharap sa mga pagsubok na daraan sa paghanda ng magandang bukas para sa ating mga kabataan.
Ang pagpili sa amin ni Apo Bongbong Marcos bilang mga kandidato na inyong sinusuportahan sa pagkapresidente at vice-presidente sa darating na halalan ay isang malaking karangalan na may kaakibat na hamong nakatuon sa aming kakayahang mapag-isa ang bansa.
The INC also encouraged their members to vote for some of UNIT team's senatorial bets, particularly for Chingo Estrada, Win Gatchalian, Mark Villar, Mig Zubiri, Lauren Ligarda, and guest candidate Robin Padilla. Former VP Giorgio Binay, Alan Peter Cayetano, Guillermo Eliazar, JV Ejercito, Joel Villanueva, and Cheese Escudero also got the INC's endorsement. The 107-year-old church is known for their block voting, which is why their endorsements are much anticipated elections after elections. Some political analysts believe that the INC's endorsement is a big boost for the campaign of UNIT team.
Posibleng ito ay para dagdagan ng momentum ang tambalang UNIT team na Marcos at Sara Duterte.
In tight elections, halimbawa, medyo dikit according to the two reputable survey firms, that can probably make a difference.
Recent PSA data shows that more than 2 million people are members of the Iglesia ni Cristo. The COMELEC meanwhile says that there are 65.7 million domestic voters in the Philippines. Strat-based ADR Institute says the INC equates to 1% of the total election votes. This means that more than 600,000 INC members will be voting next week. For News 5, Jenny Dongon, we are One News.
One political analyst has a different take, though. Professor Edmund Tayao told the chiefs that getting the Iglesia's backing is not a significant factor in winning elections. Tayao explains that the INC has always endorsed candidates who are front runners.
I'm not inclined to think that INC support is the most significant factor, no, in defining the win of a candidate. Kasi hindi naman majority ng 65 million voters ang INC members. Kahit pa Catholic voters, hindi mo din masasabi yan.
We'll be back with more stories after this quick break. Stay with us here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. One presidential advisor says that President Duterte is indirectly endorsing frontrunner Bongbong Marcos as his successor. Presidential advisor on political affairs Jacinto Paras says this is based on his party PDP Laban's endorsement of the Uniteam for the May polls. The president remains as the chairman of the ruling party's Cusi faction. Paras had earlier suggested that the president endorsed Marcos as he is an ally. However, some analysts believe that a Duterte endorsement is useless at this point in the election season.
You cannot detach the fact that the PDP Laban has endorsed, no?
Yeah.
And at the same time, the president is the chairman of PDP Laban.
Yeah.
So it goes without saying that the president is actually indirectly endorsing Bongbong Marcos.
And some big names in Philippine sports banded together to back the campaign of Vice President Leni Robredo and her running mate, Senator Kiko Pangilinan. Marty Bautista with the story.
The most notable faces of Philippine volleyball made their attendance on Monday night at the Atleta sa Araneta event in support of presidential candidate Leni Robredo and vice presidential candidate Kiko Pangilinan. Volleyball queens such as Bea De Leon, Dina Wong, Carmela Tunay, and even Eliza Valdez joined forces to campaign in the color pink. The presidential bet's daughter, Trisha Robredo, also made her attendance. Even the NLEX Road Warriors head coach Yang Yao was present in the event. Many supporters donned the signature pink color through their face masks, t-shirts, and posters. News 5 had the opportunity to speak to some of the athletes who told us the importance of being there.
I think it's important to show to everyone na pag may boses ka, magsalita ka. Kasi hindi porket volleyball player ka, hindi ka na pwede makisawsaw sa politics. Kasi there was was an interview we had a while ago, and then Bea said na everything is political. So like, kahit sa volleyball or sa lineup or whatever you go in, may politics yan involved.
Philippine women's volleyball team players Kat Tolentino and Eliza Valdez also echoed the importance of using their platforms for the movement.
Well, for me, I know that my platform as an athlete is very prominent, especially here in the Philippines, and especially being in women's volleyball. We all have a platform, and I think that as athletes, we should use it to advocate for change.
I think before being an athlete, we're all citizens of this country, and we have to really know what's our worth also, and kailangan nating ipaglaban kung ano ang karapatan and rights natin. So kailangan nating gamitin ang ating boses para sa pag-asa sa kinabukasan ng nating lahat. So I guess before an athlete, we're all citizens first.
For the athletes, now is the time to talk about politics, especially with many critics saying that politics should never mix with sports.
Everything is political. I hope that come election day, you vote for what you think is right and according to your own conscience. This is for our collective future, especially sa mga ka-generation ko dyan.
For News 5, Marty Bautista, We Are One News.
For more updates, visit News 5, the Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. Masks on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I am Sean Yao. We are One News.